But kind of getting back to golf and what you do, Matt. Like obviously you're very technique based. Is how much is it technique versus the actual person you're working with and adapting to them?
The person you're working with is probably more important. I use this example some because I think it's a great one. So if you have a spider on the table here, one person might smash it, one person might catch it and release it, and one person might scream and run. So you've got to figure out who you're dealing with. And once you figure out what they're going to do with that spider, you start figuring out how to teach them a little bit better. So I think understanding the personality and the person and teaching them based on how they view the world and how they react to different things is a key in teaching. No matter how smart you are, you have to be able to create that trust and that bond with people and explain the way that makes sense to them. If they're a spider capturer, you've got to figure out how to give them the right device to capture it. So that's a big part of what I do.
It's really cool.
I noticed, I had the good fortune of working with you for the first time at Gauzer for about a week or two straight. And you really helped me get my wedges from the 55-yard shot, the 65-yard shot, and how to really kind of make those types of plays in like a consistent manner, which completely changed my game. It was something I didn't even really realize I was missing. And you kind of gave me one or two things each day, which really, really helped me. I mean, was there, what was it about me, I guess, that kind of made you realize a couple of things each day might be the way to go?
I realized quickly that you get overwhelmed easily. You've got access to a lot of information, so everybody's trying to help you all the time. And so I tried to dial it back to, look, these are the most important keys. Master these keys, and then come back to me and say, I'm not doing good or I'm doing great. What's the next step? But I always make sure I keep repeating the lesson until somebody learns it. It's not entertainment value, right? Same thing with your dad and your brother. I'm really making sure that they learn each piece so they can own it. You're in it when you learn it for, 20 minutes and then you play for a couple days. But when that stuff becomes natural and you don't have to think and it's automatic, that's when you start to become a real player. And so I went over the same keys with you every day. And that consistency is really important, just to be able to touch on it and repeat it over and over. And you were a great student. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing you this week. You've been in the studio all week. I didn't get to see you yet.
Oh yeah, we've been getting down in here. But no, yeah, it's I don't think I've ever had that steep of an improvement in that short of a time. It was I felt very lucky to be working with you. It was very cool.
Well, I appreciate it. I always say that what makes great coaches are great players and great work ethic, and that's one of the things that you exemplified, and most of my students do. I try to kind of weed the people out that don't want to try, because it's not a magic sauce. I mean, this requires your own work. The information is going to be good and it's going to be structured, but you have to have a plan and you have to execute it.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, I mean, you're really at the point in your career where, obviously you don't have time for everyone that wants to work with you. So how do you kind of, choose who to spend your time with and who you can really focus on?
I really base it on, word of mouth. So if somebody refers a friend or somebody, they say, you've got to meet this guy, I'm really looking to gain knowledge and information and grow as a person by being around people that I think are better at certain things than I am, right? Not in the golf space. I feel like I'm really good at that, but I want to learn how they approach everything and listen to what they say, what kind of work ethic and patterns they use to improve their life. And I feel like that's the biggest benefit, which kind of sounds crazy, but I realized why I enjoy certain people, more than others. And it was really because I'm able to take, I feel like I gain something too. So I'm teaching them, I'm giving them what they want, but I'm also learning about whether it's real estate or the world or how they, execute certain things in competition. It's really interesting to me.
That makes a ton of sense. Because Snedeker, the other day was telling us how, you can get to know someone with 4 hours on a golf course better than, a year in a business conference room setting.
So accurate. You can see their mannerisms. You can see what makes them mad. You can see how they react to adversity. You can see if they play by the rules.
Right.
There's a lot of things you can look at. So golf course is a great place to learn about somebody's behavior and their patterns.
Would you say you had an innate ability to kind of figure all that out with somebody's personality and even the game as well, but just from the beginning, or did you really work at it and study or go to school for it or anything like that?
A little combination.
Yeah.
I would like to say that it was just natural, but I did read everything I could and go to as many, whether it be Titleist Performance Institute, their TPI level 1 certifications for fitness, to make sure if somebody has a restriction or a range of motion issue, I could identify that and not try to teach them something that could hurt them or that they couldn't physically do. So a combo. I'm really love reading people and figuring out, what motivates them. So if you came tomorrow and you said, I want to hit my driver further, and you were really adamant about that, I would take what you wanted and I'd give that to you, but I'd also figure out what else is lacking that I could help you pick your game up. Because most of the time they're not their best judge of their game. Caddy or friend or something will be a little bit more realistic because we only see our problems through our eyes. And if we can look at it from an outside perspective, we can figure out how to save more shots and how to improve much faster.
Speaking of like the mental component, I mean, one, it's kind of like a two-part question. Like one is like, what percentage is mental and between physical in golf? And then two, like, what are some tips that you could tell just kind of the average golfer in terms of how to mentally prepare for 18 holes?
I mean, I like a quote that's expect nothing, prepare for anything. It's the code of the samurai, right? So if you're hitting it great, you still want to have some contingency plans. You want to know what you're going to do if things go wrong. But a huge portion of golf is mental. But you have to have the physical skill set to be able to perform. You can't go out there and be the ball, feel the ball if you've never played. That's never going to work. So you have to have a good foundation. You have to repeat it over and over, and you're practicing in a way that's preparing you for tournaments. So there's different types of practice, and we've talked about this a little bit. We did a little shoot at the House with Golf magazine about warming up, practicing, or preparing for a tournament. They're very different, right? A warm up, you're getting your muscles loose. You're about to go play. Really, the shots don't matter. You're practicing, you're working on a new move, you're doing the same thing over and over, trying to learn it and make it a habit. You're going to go play in Scotland where you need to hit all low shots and flighted shots and run them up. You're practicing shots in your mind that are flighted to get them on the green, hit them low, hop them up there. There's just different types. So you have to really go out and know what you're trying to accomplish. But the mental aspect of golf, being mentally tough and not letting something get you down. Because you'll see players go in little spurts where they make a lot of bogeys or a lot of birdies, right? Where they're either high or low. You want to try to bounce back fast from any adversity, right? And minimize your mistakes. And in golf, especially for amateurs, they're going for the heroic shot all the time. Sometimes it's better just to chip it out, knock it on, and make a bogey. It's easy to recover from that.
And easier to like stay in a rhythm or like not get yourself into too much trouble, right?
Right, or start feeling like you have to really make up for it. A lot of kids, they'll start shooting under par or around par, and they get scared to take it deeper. Right. So there's a kid that's a member here that's a good player, and he says, I don't have any trouble getting under par. I have trouble staying under par. And I said, that's because you're not trying to go further under par. Huh. So he gets there and he's trying to kind of put it on cruise control. If you've got it that day, I'm not saying be overly aggressive, but pick your shots and try to go deeper. That's how you shoot 62, 64.
I love that.
It's great. Do you have any favorite golf moments or favorite times you played also?
A few. I played around a year before last where I was with a bunch of clients and friends and some musicians, and I'd played the week before, 2 weeks before, and they gave me a hard time because I was teaching them and not really trying to play good. And so I shot 80-something, right? And you're like a golf coach that shoots 80, so they were giving me a lot of shit about it. And so I went and practiced for a week before our little golf trip we went on. And I shot 62 the opening round. I played against Chris Stutz.
Oh, my God.
I made a hole-in-one on a par 4, and I ended up winning by 15 or 18 shots. And they'd given me shots. And I'm like, you guys want to talk about my game again?
There you go.
That is one of the best comeback stories I've ever heard.
Well, the trophy's cool, too.
It is cool, yeah. It's very cool.
And Stutz is really good.
He's really good. The par 4 that I made the hole-in-one on, we both hit it right at the pin, and we get up there and there's only one ball, and I'm like, shit, my ball went over the green. And so I'm sitting in the car, and Stutz is like, this is he looks in the hole, and he's like, I'm going to lose this hole with Eagle.
Oh, yeah.
But I tell you a really great one. So we were out at TPC Scottsdale, out there for the waste management, and Alex is doing this shot at glory. All right, and I'll let you take it from there because this is pretty good. It's not cheating. This is perfectly legal, but we did this.
No, this is one of my favorite moments in golf for sure. So I had just played the WM Phoenix Open Pro-Am, which if you know anything about golf or you don't know anything about golf, you probably know what that tournament is. And it's crazy. There are so many fans. It's such a fun environment. And you have a stadium hole, so you have seating all the way around it. And you start getting like a little bit nervous.
It's wild.
Oh, yeah.
People will throw beer cans if you don't hit a good shot. And immediately following the Pro-Am is the shot at glory. So it's me, Michael Phelps, some people from Barstool, all of these former professional athletes, current like baseball players, just really cool people that are super successful in their sport that I get to go up against to see who is basically going to hit it closer. on my way over there, Matt goes, okay, I checked the wind. This is what you have. Why don't you hit 4 shots on TrackMan? We're passing the range anyways. Great. I did it. We got my numbers. I'm seeing exactly where things are at. Again, like using data to pick your shot and know what's going on.
Walks up there and just stuffs it immediately.
Yes. I win that thing. Everyone goes wild. I win $25,000 for charity.
Oh, hell yeah.
And like we saw Michael Phelps the other day and he was like, nice.
The best part of that is we had a little side bet with Darius Rucker since he's our neighbor here. And I was like, all right.
He's competitive. We're competitive against each other, actually.
We always play games. And I forget what we were going to lose if he won, but he didn't, so it doesn't matter. But he had to serenade Alex with a song.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that night at dinner, I'm like, okay, let's hear it, Darius. We've got a big group of all of our friends.
Did you get to request the song, or did you just go for it?
He did one of his songs called Sarah, and he changed the name to Alex.
Oh,
Nice.
that's special.
That's about as good as it gets right there.
He was a little bitter, though. So.
We've had some epic battles with him.
That's
Him and
awesome.
Jack are great, and we compete against them. You know, for me to compete against the client's very rare, but Darius always wants a game.
We have so
That's
much
cool.
fun basically doing teams. So us two against Darius, his son Jack.
I mean,
like
how
we
does
love getting to
someone-
play anyone.
Yeah, I mean, how does a team beat you guys? Like, I don't understand.
I mean, usually luck. or we're fighting about something. That's the easiest way to beat us.
Oh, yeah.
Matt,
Try
why
to
didn't
win.
you fix this in my swing?
Yeah, she's like, why are you letting me play bad? We were playing a match one time out in Scottsdale, and this client of mine was playing the best round of his life. And it's not enough money to matter. And she is riding with me. And she's like, why'd you make the bet? Why did you give him 6 shots the whole round? I'm like,
He did
I'm
have
here
a lot
working.
of
Like,
shots.
just relax. Man, the entire round, it was great.
Oh, man.
That's all. Do you have a most competitive game that you guys can remember?
They're
All of
all
them.
competitive.
All of them?
Yeah.
All of
Yep,
them.
Yep.
I mean, I love playing golf just for fun or even going out by myself and playing a few holes. But even then, I'm still trying to do the best possible job that I can. And even though there's no one to compete against, I still have the mindset of wanting to do my best work, hit my chip shots as close as possible. So
Don't let her lie to you, though. She's got another gear when a lot's on the line. She's hard to beat.
Wow.
That's
I
good.
can
That's,
see that.
that's something that
Yeah.
you earn over time and learn, but you are a good competitor.
well, how you said you like
Fierce.
learning from people that you teach. There's been some like one-liners that he's come home and told me about that, you know, these professional athletes have said. And one that stuck with me was, okay, what exactly did Tom Brady say when he was on the range? Because I thought it was just so thoughtful and really incredible. And you don't really hear that much.
He said he heard it from somebody else, and he said, Coach, I'm all heart and no ego. None of this is going to bother me. I thought that was a great line and
Hell
impressive.
yeah.
That just is a testament to, you know, what he works on and how he lives his life, and it's very impressive.
Yeah. Well, he's a very impressive man. So that's
Yeah, I
pretty
loved
cool.
that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
All heart, no ego.
Yeah.
I'm writing that down.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's a good one to memory bank. I mean, it's very hard for all of us, right? The ego gets in the way of so many things. You know, if you're on top of the world, bottom of the world, you just got to keep on, you know, doing the best you can every day.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to drop a like if you enjoyed the video.
And subscribe and hit the bell for a whole lot more to come.
Thanks for tuning in to Studio 22.